I'm designing my real youth ministry program in this playlist around these 3 different rules for the next month. Rule number 1 is that the order does not repeat. And today I'm intentionally giving a wrong order. We're also going to be making a different DYM game from scratch every single week, and I'm going to tell you how you can get this game for free and get it early before it releases on the site. And step 3, I'm going to evaluate and reflect how it went. Welcome everybody to part 2 of the Hybrid Ministry Show Programming Challenge. Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to this episode of the Hybrid Ministry Show. You know, in this episode, we are going to be programming a service wrong. And here's why it's wrong, so to speak, is that there's kind of like a standard assumed order. For instance, if I pull open the February 11th service plan, which I'm filming this on January 15th, so still a full month out, there's already like a basic service order kind of mapped out. And like this is very similar to what we did in that last week's video. It's gonna be linked up right here at the top of the screen. If you've not seen that one, there's a free game in that one as well. That's kind of like our standard order. And actually after that video, we had to shift our order a little bit because I'm gonna be out of town. And I don't want to be out of town on the week of this message, the sex message. And so I'm going to teach this one in the room, and then we'll do something different for when I'm out of town. Stay tuned for next week's video. But I'm going to do something, we're going to do it completely wrong. And so I'm going to go ahead and instead of opening with worship, which is kind of like the assumed beginning of everything, we're going to actually open with the introduction of the message. I'm going to come up here and I'm going to do the first couple minutes of the message, let's say. I'm over here with my Google Doc and a split screen. We're gonna open and we're going straight for it. We're going straight for the message right off the top rope. And like I said, we're talking about sex. So it's gonna be a little bit of a heavy topic, which also makes my table talk a little bit tricky because I gotta trust tables and students to handle that discussion with proper amount of care. But then we are going to, after the table talk, we're going to do worship, right? Jammed right there in the middle. And so we'll do the opener followed by a couple of songs. Then we're going to put the game and the announcements after worship. Last night at date of recording in January, we have a January Wednesday workshop. So that means worship has to be at the very top. And then we dismiss everybody and they can go to different places in the building. So everyone worships and then they're split up apart. This month we're not going to be doing that, and so I have a little bit more flexibility with where and when we put worship. So we'll go ahead and do the welcome and announcements here. Then this is going to be the game. We're going to do a Four Corners trivia game. Yesterday I was in my car on my way driving to work, and I was thinking about this video. And last week I created the game that if you go back to last week's video, you can grab a free copy of it through our Patreon. It's only $4 a month, $48 for the year. Not only is it going to give you all these games and these bonus podcasts, but it's also going to give you unlocking the free seasonal social media pack, which whenever I lead cohorts, the number one culprit of people not being able to do social media consistently is just timing and scheduling. And so therefore my pack will be the timing, the consistency, and the scheduling for you, and then you can infuse your own creative juices. Like I have a resident right now who's doing a disc golf shot over the roof of our building, one every day until he makes it. Like, that's incredible creativity. Sometimes you don't have time for that. So have my pack, let it run kind of on autopilot in the background, and then when you have an idea like that, or volunteer or resident, then hop on in and use it and scrap the stuff that I have. But mine helps keep you regular. It's kind of like fiber. Anyway, so I had a student come up to me yesterday because I've been thinking all day, what's my game going to be? And she said, can we play one of those Four Corners games where you go to a different corner and if you're wrong, you're out? And I'm thinking like Loot and Lunacy. I'm thinking like Dead Cat style. I even have some on the site already. They're just like basic trivia games. And so that's actually the game that I'm going to do. We're going to create a custom for February. So maybe football and Super Bowl themed, maybe like love or like pink or heart themed, but something kind of like themed for February around this four-corner trivia style game. Like I said, I have a few on the store already. I'll link those down below, but this one for free for my Patreon members. If you want to hear that, hop on over and you get a free trial, and then you can get this week's game completely for free. Dropbox link will just be in the podcast episode that did go ahead and drop on Monday. So Four Corners Trivia is going to be Allie and Cody, and then coming out of that, we're going to go ahead and do the bumper video, pull the students back together just a little bit, and then we'll do the rest of the message here. I'm not going to include a table talk. I will probably have some sort of interactive pieces and elements, table talks, in all and throughout my message, just like we talked about last week. I'm going to end my message here and pray, and then the band is going to end with a response song. So we essentially sandwiched the teaching, and part of it is a heavy topic. I want to hit it right off the top rope, and then kind of like let them come up for air for a minute, worship and game and fun, and then bring it back home to kind of round out the night. And so this is going to be our service order for this week. It's wrong. You don't normally just open with the message, but we're going to, and we'll let you know how it goes. And so I need to hop into the lab. I need to cook up this game, but different order than last week. So that challenge is done. About to do the game, and evaluation is complete. It happened on Monday over on my Patreon. So let me do this game, and then I'll give you a little preview of it here in just a minute. You know, sometimes it's like that. It is 4:41. I would like to go home. It's Thursday. I was at a retreat all week, but I want to show you what we came up with here. We came up with a game called Dynamic Duos. So it's all things like paired well together, like peanut butter and jelly, macaroni and cheese, Batman and Robin, or different like duos that are found throughout the Bible. It's a trivia-based game, all kind of like red and pink themed for Valentine's Day and love. And then the students will go to the corner that they believe the correct answer is. If they're incorrect, they're out. If they're correct, they remain in, and then they get to play the next round. Super simple trivia game, but gets students up and moving, four corners. And then we're going to probably go ahead and award the winner and their table some sort of prize or food package or best seats in the house, like we had talked a little bit about last week. So that's the video, and challenge 2 is now complete. Don't forget level 3 challenge, link down below in my Patreon if you want to hear how it went. This is Thursday. It happened yesterday. This is how we programmed it. And the link down below will take you to the recap episode. So all 3 challenges met for this week. So thanks for being here, my friends. But until next time, and as always, don't forget to stay hybrid.